G'day folks, and welcome back to another video from Alex Does. My name is Alex. It's a beautiful morning in the bush. We had a great night last night. Welcome back. So this is day 2 of my camp. If you missed last week's video, I'll stick the link up here in the corner. It was great. We got more progress done on the mudding on the walls and cooked an absolutely delicious curry. Just a little bit of enough spice in that curry. That was a slight price to pay this morning. Let's just say that I'm very appreciative that I bring wet wipes with me when I come camping. So yeah, I had a really good night last night. It was such a good night. So obviously I spent my first night in the new Alton Goods ground bathtub ground sheet ground bug net setup, and I'll go over my opinions of that in a moment. Other than that, just been checking out the mud wall progress so far on those 2 walls either side of the fireplace. I'm really loving it. There's nothing better than having a concept in your mind, having no real genuine idea what the hell you're doing, but just giving it a crack and then being really pleasantly surprised and pleased with the outcome. So I hope you guys feel, and girls, I hope you viewers feel the same with the progress on that. Yeah, it really makes me feel enthusiastic about what the entire place is going to look like once it's done inside and out. I think it's going to be absolutely fantastic, which obviously brings us to the job at hand today. I'm just going to try and do another section of wall, I guess, much as I did when I did the Watling, just knocked off a section each time I was here. I think the limiting factor today, though, is that I am running out of organic material to mix in with the mud, which is a must-do. You've got to have that, as far as I know. Of course, I'm no expert. What do I know? But from what I've seen, you need to have that there, and it makes sense logically to have that organic material in to add some structural stability to the clay, kind of like Rio in concrete. It surprises me actually how solid the mud is on those walls. You can bang on it and it really is like concrete. But I've only got a certain amount left. I didn't bring the machete with me today, so I can't make some more chopping up that organic material that I scrape up off the ground that's around me. So I will have to make a point of bringing the machete back next day so that I can make some more. But yeah, I think I may have just enough left to do one more section of paneling. Update on the bird. He has inspired me to name the camp. We've never named the camp, and look, to be honest, I've never been one for naming things. I've never named any of my cars. My motorhome doesn't have a name. My youngest daughter is yet to have a name, and she's 17 years old. So yeah, naming things has never been my thing, but you know, it seems to be part of the status quo of building these Bushcraft Basecamps on YouTube, that you give them a name. And the bird has inspired me to name this camp, and I was going to again put this to the viewers, but this one just kept rolling off my tongue and sitting in my mind, and yeah, I kind of like it, and I hope you like it too. But I'm not going to reveal it until the end of this video, so you'll have to stick around to the end, and I will let you know what I've decided to call camp. Right, so let's move on to my thoughts and opinions on the Alton Goods setup that I slept in last night, my first impressions and one night review. So in terms of build quality, it's what you expect from Alton Goods. It's pretty good. I had a good night's sleep, as you would expect. I didn't find any bugs inside. We're just coming into bug season here, and bug season for this site means 2 things: leeches and ants. More so leeches than ants. Leeches are the big thing. We do obviously have spiders to a lesser degree, and we covered the issue with funnel web spider being in the camp only a couple of videos ago. I'm quite confident that you're not going to get funnel webs going in there, because funnel webs aren't climbers, and you've got a good 6-inch, actually I'd say maybe 4-inch ripstop vinyl, you know, wall, and yeah, funnel webs aren't going to go in that. That's fine. But ants and leeches it remains to be seen. To be honest, I'm giving it probably about a 20% chance of being leech and ant proof, but yeah, we'll see how we go as we get into the thick of those. But other than that, my only other issues with it, probably very, very minor inconveniences, are probably born out of me being a grumpy old man for starters, and also only just now transitioning from a tent into this setup. So missing immediately some of those minor conveniences that come with a tent. Things like, for example, a door, a little bit of extra space for your stuff, and some storage areas. So I think these are things that I'm just going to have to change my routine, maybe not take as much stuff in there with me, because I do generally had been taking a fair bit of stuff into the tent with me, and that's just what I was used to. So I think they are really minor things. I will say that I think where it could probably be improved, and I don't think this would be a major deal, I think maybe at either end, if they just sewed in a pocket, maybe big enough to just slot a mobile phone into, around about that size, and then maybe a loop to hang a light on. I don't think that would add too much to the manufacturing cost, and it certainly wouldn't add anything to the weight. But other than that, I really liked it. And I tell you, last night was the perfect night to test this out, because the weather last night was pristine. One of the best nights I've had here. We had a full moon last night, and it was so bright that you couldn't see any stars whatsoever, but you could still see all of the trees just from the moonlight, and there wasn't the slightest whisper of wind. And the mesh on the bug net is so fine. There were many times where I would wake up throughout the night and open my eyes, and you just didn't even realize it was there. It's just so open and minimal. It really is just lying on the ground. So I guess for those people who want that feeling of just being on the ground in a minimalist way, and don't want to take the final step to just sleeping on it under a tarp on the ground because you're worried about bugs and all that sort of stuff, which is fine. I totally understand that. This is a really great step, so I highly recommend it from that perspective. It really makes you feel part of the bush. Like, even though I'm inside this structure, I was looking out through the watling and at all the trees, and I could see all the sky all the way around, and I watched the moon progress across the sky over here during the night. It was really pleasant to experience, so I enjoyed that. What I'm going to try and do now, though, I'm going to pack it up. So obviously the two items, the bug net and the bathtub ground sheet, are sold as individual sets, and they come in their own bags. Typically with Alton Goods stuff, the bag is a little bit oversized, or a loose fit for what goes inside, which I do like. I can't imagine a scenario where I'm going to want to use the ground sheet without the bug net on. So I am going to try and see if I can leave the bug net attached to the ground sheet and get it all in one bag. That's my mission for this morning. So I'm going to crack on with that and see how we go. Alright, well, there you go. That's my top tip for the day if you do end up getting this set up. Both the ground sheet and the bug net, and I've got all 8 tent pegs in there from both sets are in there as well. And I only use 4 of them for this setup because I've got plenty of places to tie up. So I'd much rather do that than have the 2 separate bags. It's a tight fit, but they get in there. No worries. So there you go. All in one bag. Pretty good, eh? Now, just quickly though, for comparison, that's the 3x3 tarp in that bag there. So slightly bigger. So really, when you look at it, that's all you need. You know, that's your sleeping quarters. That's your tarp if you want to put it over the top as a fly, or, you know, as your rain protection. Yeah, that beats a tent. And light, pretty light. Not bad at all. Right, back to work. Alright folks, there we go, that's another wall done. I'm really pleased with that wall as well, it looks really good. I tell you what, the organic material in the mud this time really come into its own and proved itself. The difference with this wall compared to the two walls at the back there, which are narrower, is that the gaps between the sticks on this side, I don't know if it's on focus, the gaps in here are a lot bigger than they were on the shorter or narrower walls at the front there, which obviously means that there's less there to support the mud as I'm packing it in. So yeah, the organic material is all that's really holding a lot of that stuff in there. Once it dries, it's not going to be an issue, and it'll be fine to come in from behind and fill it in afterwards. But yeah, without that organic material, all that mud would just be falling out. So I'm really happy with the progress, really happy with how that's looking, and seeing all three walls now from the outside looks awesome. It's amazing how much of a difference it's making to the atmosphere inside too, making it feel more like a more secure enclosed space, and also changing the lighting instantly, getting a lot darker just from those three walls. So it's going to be really interesting to see how those changes progress as we do the rest. So I'm assuming on the next visit I'll probably continue and get another wall here done, and then one of the front walls done probably, I would assume, on the next visit. I do only have just a handful of that organic material left, so as I mentioned earlier, I will have to bring my machete next time to cut some more. Other than that, it's been a fantastic visit. Our relationship with the Currawong is continuing. I'm not sure if the camera's picking up, but he's singing in the background. This is his new trick that he's learnt on this visit. He's learnt to announce his presence in camp and let me know that he is here, and he is just, he's doing it really softly. He's just softly doing his call. I don't know if it's going to pick it up in the camera, and of course now he's stopped. But anyway, yeah, he just does a nice gentle, there it is, nice gentle call, basically saying I'm here, I'm ready for a feed. So it's funny. There was another instance too, and I'm spewing I didn't get it on camera, where I hand fed him and he actually nipped me on the finger instead of getting the meat, and it was like he instantly knew that something was different, and he went back down on the ground and he got really shy and a bit coy, and he was like, yeah, no, that's not right. So it was a bit funny. Didn't tickle either. That also brings me to my final point. I did promise at the beginning of this video that I have decided on a name for camp, something that I'm not particularly known for naming things, but I think in the spirit of things, I think it's worthwhile giving this place a name. I mean, we've been coming here for by the time this video comes out, I'll have to check the dates. It may actually be the 1 year anniversary, approximately, pretty close to the 1 year anniversary of me coming to this site. So maybe we should be celebrating it with a name. So I have settled on a name. I hope you like it. It's a name that popped into my head probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it's just been rattling around in there. It rolls off the tongue nicely, and I can't get rid of it in my mind, so I think it's going to stick. So name for the camp, drumroll, in honour of our new friend, is Camp Currawong. There we go, Camp Currawong. I hope that doesn't sound too kitschy or anything, too Boy Scoutish. But yeah, I just thought that was cool. Camp Currawong is now what I'm going to call this site. I don't know. I maybe saying it out loud. I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether it will stick. Camp Currawong. It seems to roll off the tongue. Camp Currawong. Let me know what you think. That's something I thought of that I thought might be cool. Maybe we can get a plaque made up. You know, I've been thinking about t-shirt designs. Camp Currawong on a t-shirt with a currawong and maybe a picture of the structure on the back. That'd be cool. Anyway, so I've had enough for today. I'm going to pack up. There's been a few hours work invested in that, and I am ready to go. I've had a fantastic trip, and once again, I am so grateful for your time that you're giving me in watching these videos and supporting the channel. I hope you appreciate the content and find it enjoyable. Please join the comments below. Join the community. If you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing. Hit that bell for notifications so you are notified when new videos are uploaded. Hit the thumbs up, all that sort of stuff. It helps the channel out, helps support us, helps keep me coming out here. I would probably still come out here regardless. Anyway, I will see you, obviously, as you know, next Saturday at 8 AM. See you later. Bye. I've got no food left. You ate it all. Sorry, buddy.